With 2016 coming to its inevitable close, we can take this time to ponder how we made it through this trying year. In most cases, no matter what turmoil, tragedy, or crisis we might have faced, it's safe to say the film industry wasn't hesitant to give us all our much needed escape from it all. Whether you loved or loathed the selection of movies this year, there were some definite contenders for the best of the best, even if the box office doesn't reflect it in some cases. We've boiled all of them down to what we feel are the gems. These are the 5 best movies that released in 2016, and don't worry, we'll keep this spoiler free.
What happens now? They arrive.
It's likely you might have passed up seeing Arrival this year. If that's the case, you should definitely reconsider. This movie may not have been the most glamorous blockbuster to release, but it really didn't need to be. Arrival is one of the most intelligent and well-executed films of 2016. It forced you to rewire the way you see your typical alien invasion movies. The plot was solid, the characters felt real, and it was a masterfully crafted deconstruction on how humans might react under the circumstances in question.
Wait! You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Taking into consideration all the comic book films that have released this year, there's a reason Deadpool stands proudly above the rest. This movie was by far the most accurate, from the supersuit to the fourth wall breaks, even if the accuracy didn't really matter here. The care and love for this project really shines through in both the performances and execution. You can clearly tell this was something Ryan Reynolds and director Tim Miller genuinely believed in. It was hilarious, action-packed, and it showed a blatant disregard for the status quo of your usual comic book movies by lampooning the entire genre in ways that likely won't be accomplished again until the sequel.
I saved your life by bringing you here. I knew this day would come.
Despite the most tacked on and inconsistent ending in movie history, 10 Cloverfield Lane was a fantastic project that likely would not have been seen had producer J.J. Abrams not slapped a Cloverfield sticker on it. With an unnerving performance from John Goodman and a suspenseful and creepy plot, this movie deserved to be seen by everyone. Unfortunately, the project would have suffered without associating it with the recognized intellectual property. However, if the connection to the first Cloverfield is what kept you from seeing it, rest assured, there isn't one. If you avoided this movie, you would be remiss not to give it a real shot. Among the litany of mediocre horror films to release this year, it's pretty easy to overlook some that actually deserve an audience. The Witch is one of the creepiest and unpredictable horror movies to release in a while. Without divulging too much, it managed to create a constant overall tone of genuine dread throughout as you watch a family in exile slowly deteriorate mentally. This movie was light on the jump scares but heavy on the psychological torment. Fair warning, The Witch is truly not for the faint of heart. If you've been desensitized to real, actual nightmare fuel, then you are not prepared for this.
There is a 97.6% chance of failure.
Shying away from the typical format, Rogue One was a darker spin on a historical moment in the Star Wars saga. In a bit of a refreshing change of pace, this movie didn't rely too heavily on the Jedi and Sith, and instead focused more on everyone else. It felt very much like a war movie and less like a fantasy adventure. The plot wasn't concerned with making everyone funny or well-liked, but instead making the characters feel like people entrenched in the heat of war, constantly blurring the line between the greater good and their personal beliefs. With any luck, Rogue One will make people rethink how they see Star Wars and pave the way for some serious expansion. Did you manage to see any or all movies on our list? Do you agree with our choices? Sound off in the comments below and let us know.